Why Squid Game is overrated. When asked a question, what TV series should I watch, everyone right now would say Squid Games. It is the best TV show ever. It is amazing, perfect, and flawless. No one would ever top it. Well, some of the people would say so, but I tend to argue. Squid Game has recently topped the most 10 popular shows on Netflix chart, and its popularity is rising by the day. Influencers dressing up as Squid Game characters, new games coming out, and it feels like the whole world is turning into Squid Games. However, not everything is perfect. The show has many great things but is nowhere near flawless. Before I start on the good side of Squid Game, I would like to remind you that subscribing to this channel will only bring the best takes, explained, endings, and top things you missed in the new and relevant TV shows. Without further ado, let's begin. After hearing how successful the show was and how every one of my friends kept telling me to watch it as soon as possible, I had no other option than just binge watching the show and completing the series in just 2 days. I have not been disappointed by spending 8 hours and 12 minutes of my time. The show started pretty great. The main thing I noticed was that the show implemented an amazing soundtrack which made something to remember, especially the song that was performed by the doll during the red light green light game. It was so unique and well made that it was stuck in my head during the whole show. Every time I think of Squid Games, this song comes up in my mind. Without the soundtrack, the mystery that was covering the secrets during the show was so amazing. At the start of the show, everything was so interesting and mysterious. You did not know what games were featured, what happens to the eliminated players, the prize, why the Squid Game is happening, who the frontman is. Well, there are many well-covered secrets that the show unveils later on in the episodes. This makes the experience so much better. Finding out something that I was excited about was so rewarding. It kept me watching and watching for hours. A great thing that the Squid Game had done was starting off strong. The first episodes were so well done and full of emotions. The suffering of the main character, the emotional connection with his daughter, and the pain of divorced wife was so entertaining and emerging. I could not stop watching the series and wanted to see more. Once the main character Ji-hun was left without anything and learned that he will never see his daughter ever again once she moves to the US with a new family. A lot of the shows don't start off strong. You hear recommendations to keep watching the series even though it starts pretty bad. The Squid Game did it correctly and hooked everyone right from the bat. Another great thing was an emotional connection with each of the characters. You would learn a lot about them, how much they were in debt, what things they are going through, how bad do they need the prize, how good of a person they are. The emotional connection made every game much more important because the viewer was afraid of losing the good people and wanted the bad guys to fail. Even the show's antagonist, the bad guy Jang Deok, so the show expressed how bad of a guy he is, how he treats women and weaker people, how he needs the money just for himself and nothing else. In every game I wanted him to fail and get eliminated. With heavy spoilers ahead, I would like to mention another good thing that the show had done was making use of plot twists. They were so great, I loved it. How the frontman turned out to be the long-lost brother of the policeman Hwang Jun-ho. This character's main goal was to investigate the Squid Game and to find where his missing brother is. During the whole show, it was quite expected that the brother was or once took part of the game to cover his debts. However, it turned out to be quite opposite. The lost brother was the frontman, the most important criminal of the show, who arranged everything for the game to take part. It is quite interesting that from the same family, two brothers can be so different. One a policeman seeking justice and one a criminal who is responsible for many deaths. After mentioning many good things and why I enjoyed the show, I would like to come to a point where I explain why I'm making this video. The bad side of Squid Games. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the Squid Game is not a flawless TV series. It is just like every TV show. It has its good side and its flaws. It is amazing but nowhere near perfect. I had been enjoying the first episodes of the show very much, hardly finding any flaws, but later, when the VIPs arrived, I had been expecting so much. Was hoping to learn about these mysterious characters, to get unique stories and plot twists, to get players involved with each of them, get emotionally connected to have good and bad VIPs, the reasons why they are interested in the games. But what I got was very much disappointing. After such excitement, everything they did was just watch the game. They were doing pretty much nothing. We learned close to nothing about each of the mysterious VIP, and the only thing we got was some crazy fetish. In my opinion, that's the show's weakest point. Another thing that caught my eye was how extended the season was. For the amount of action we got, the series could have fitted into 6 to 7 episodes. We did not need 9 episodes just for extending certain scenes that had no benefits for the viewer. It's certainly there to make the series longer. A great example would be how unoriginal the show is. This concept is quite remade of Hunger Games, the dangerous game. Some world-ending game that a certain percentage of the people rule the world and make others fight for victory. Abandoning your friends. Seeking to survive in a surrounding territory full of mysteries. It is quite interesting but nothing new and perfectly original from other competitors. Conclusion. Even though the show had some flaws, it was nowhere near bad. It was oppositely amazing, but nothing even close to perfection as most people now would like to think of it. The show is amazing, but everything does not need to be Squid Game themed. Let's keep the show for our own enjoyment and not praise it to be some world-changing thing. Thanks for listening to my take on the newest trending TV show Squid Game, and if you would like to learn more about other shows or movies, feel free to click that subscribe button. It does not cost any money and will only bring you the amazing content of top shows.